And for the interview today, we have Igor Popov, expert at the United Ukraine think tank, a skilled politician with huge experience. Greetings, Igor.
My greatest.
We are very grateful to see you today in our studio, and the question is about Ukraine and security guarantees. We have seen a recent article in the Kyiv Independent publication about possibility of a West German model when part of the territory of Ukraine will be likely included into the NATO security umbrella, and the occupied territories are not applied to that before liberation. How is possible that for Ukraine, in your opinion?
Security guarantees is a key issue in any peace talks. And we need a stable peace after any ceasefire. That's why different options are discussed now in society, and Ukrainian society is sure that invitation to NATO and membership in NATO is the best security guarantee and is the strongest guarantee. That's why President Zelenskyy in all the meetings asked our partners to issue such invitation. But we understand that during the war, Ukraine cannot join NATO. That's why we discuss different possible scenarios. And one of them is so-called Western Germany. A scenario, we remember then in 1955, Germany joined NATO, but security guarantees, collective security, covered not the whole territory, but only Western Germany, not Eastern Germany. And Eastern Germany joined to this collective security system only after Germany was united. So it could be used in Ukraine when invitation will be used for the whole Ukraine. Invitation should be issued for the whole country. But in Article 6 in NATO statute, it should be written that before part of territory of Ukraine is occupied, the security guarantees is not cover that occupied territory.
And knowing the experience and the past, it is highly unlikely that Ukraine will get an invitation to NATO at all, as the current administration, Biden administration, is against it. And probably Donald Trump, the new president-elect, won't allow Ukraine into NATO. He is unsure about the NATO alliance himself with the United States. We remember Budapest Memorandum, which was a useless piece of paper and not a security guarantee. What are the alternatives to NATO, if there are?
Yes, unfortunately, several governments of NATO member states are not ready to issue such invitation if Russia is strongly against it. That's why we have to discuss any alternatives. And for sure, we have bad alternative. We had bad experience with Budapest Memorandum. It was just declaration which were not supported by any strong actions. Ukraine asked countries who signed Budapest Memorandum to do something. In 2014, when Russia occupied Crimea, in 2022, when Russia started full-scale aggression against Ukraine, and some countries even replied by some way to Ukrainian questions, but didn't take any strong actions to guarantee our sovereignty and territorial integrity. So what should be the alternatives? We could consider, for example, an idea which was pronounced also already by Kit Kellogg, a future special envoy, President Trump envoy on Ukraine war issue. It could be more stronger security compact between Ukraine and United States, similar to the agreements that United States has now with South Korea. And as Kit Kellogg told, this agreement will be ratified in Congress. And maybe part of this agreement will be to deploy US military base and US soldiers in Ukraine. It's only one of the options. Another option could be a more strong military alliance with several NATO members and we had first meeting with 12 countries, which is Baltic states, Nordic states, Poland, UK, Netherlands, and there will be a new meeting soon. And maybe we'll have stronger cooperation with several countries, if not all the countries are ready to issue NATO invitation.
And what about the Baltic Black Sea Alliance? Maybe the Baltic states, Poland, several other states, and Ukraine could form a military power, not only economic one, to withstand possible Russian aggression from the territory of Russia or Belarus, which is occupied by Russia now.
Even before full-scale aggression, we have several small security agreements with Poland, with Turkey. It was Quadriga, and even these small agreements worked at that time. Based on these agreements, we got first military equipment from Poland, from United Kingdom, from Turkey. These Bayraktar drones, which were very effective at the first stage of the war. So we have this experience, and that's why we will use this experience to discuss possible new regional or bilateral agreements. One of them could be a security agreement in Black Sea region, because now there are no regional security agreement, and we see that it's still an issue. And we cooperate already with Bulgaria, Romania, Turkey to organize grain deal, but after the ceasefire, we will need another agreements which will regulate security in Black Sea.
The Russian military base in Tartus, the naval base there too, is likely to be abandoned soon, with their access to the Mediterranean being destroyed. Do you see the Turkish interest possibly in demilitarizing Crimea? Because Crimea is like a platform for Russians to launch an attack on Europe, on Ukraine, or even on Turkey itself. From Crimea, they can launch missiles. Do you see a possible interest of Turkey as a second army in NATO to join the negotiations and to conduct a non-military zone in Crimean Peninsula?
We respect Turkey's position that Crimea is a part of Ukraine. And one of ideas during peace talks could be a new status for Crimea. If even Crimea will be temporarily occupied by Russia, the peninsula could be demilitarized, because Russia deployed a lot of military units to Crimea, and it increased risks, any military risk and security risk in the region. This issue could be discussed. I don't think that Russia will agree immediately for such proposal, but maybe it will be our strategic goal.
Well, I don't think they would like to agree to evacuate their bases in Tartus and other Syrian outposts, but the consequences and what was happening in Syria, the fall of the Assad regime, made them to evacuate. Maybe this could be some case for Crimea too.
Yes, and even now, fleet from Tartu is not a lot of military ships, but they have a problem where to relocate them, because Turkey will not allow them to cross the Bosphorus, and maybe they're not so strong to go to northern navy bases of Russia. That's why maybe Russia will keep this fleet for a couple of months in Tartus after some deal with Turkey, and will kindly ask Turkey to help Russia to solve this problem.
Okay, maybe you have some final remarks from your experience working in the administration of the president of Ukraine and some diplomatic activities. What should we expect in the future after January, I believe, after the president-elect Donald Trump takes place? Because everyone is waiting for something to happen after that.
For sure, we expect that immediately after inauguration, Trump administration will publish a peace plan for Ukraine, and Ukraine is not just waiting for this. Ukraine actively participate in formation of this plan. That's why our delegations visit the United States, visit Washington, visit Florida, met different people who participate in this plan formation. It's very good that Mr. Zelensky and Mr. Trump met in Paris and discussed this issue. We understand that it's not very easy process, and in some details, our positions could be different. But we respect that we have this dialogue, that all the plans on Ukraine are discussed with actively participated Ukraine. That's why we expect that this plan will be fair, stable, and people of Ukraine will see the peace very soon.
We all hope for that, and we hope that there will be something more than deep concerns about Russian aggression, war that started 10 years ago against Ukraine by annexing Crimea. Thank you very much for this interview, and I really hope that we'll see peace altogether very soon. Thank you. And that is all for today. Support the channel, as it is your likes, shares and comments that allow us to continue working for you, delivering the news of the free world directly from Ukraine. I wish you a safe evening and goodbye.